Hello, Latin 2. I'm doing a bunch of videos for you tonight. If you take a look at review 9J, that's where we left off, actually. We're in the middle of the life of Augustus. In fact, we were in line 25 of the life of Augustus. And we only had the one sentence left in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read to you in the way that I would want you to translate it. Now, I tend to just kind of spot read it, so sometimes I need to talk my way through it. But you'll be able to catch it and compare it to yours. I would recommend you get out a red pen and correct yours so that you see the improvements as they've been made. You don't need to rewrite the whole thing because you're not doing this for points now. So we're on line 25 of review 9J, which is page 160, The Life of Augustus. Okay, Ipse princeps Romanorum factus est. Okay, he himself was made or became, but I'm going to say was made, the emperor of the Romans. Now, interesting thing, princeps doesn't actually mean emperor, but it comes to stand for the office of emperor. Princeps actually used to mean first citizen, the first among equals. In fact, in Livy, he talks about somebody at the head of a long procession of soldiers marching back home, and the one who was in the front was called the princeps, because capio capra, right, is to be grabbed. So the first one you can grab, princeps, right? Anyway, multa et optima et utilissima populo Romano ab eo instituta sunt atque imperium Romanum auctum stabilitum quae est. I'm just going to start giving you the English, but let's see. Many and wonderful things and useful things were begun for the Roman population by him being Augustus, and the Roman Empire was increased and stabilized. There were even many poets, Virgil, Horace, Propertius, Ovid, who praised the Roman affairs. In other words, kind of the Roman public goings-on, the way that the government was being run is really what it means, with their verses. Amongst the many honors which the Senate had given, or not had, gave to him, the greatest certainly was the cognomen Augustus, which was referred to him or was handed down to him so the 17th day before the calends of February, on the 727th year from the founding of Rome. I'm going to let you do that math. From this time, from the time where they gave him the name Augustus, okay, and again, for Romans, names was a big deal. So from this time, the month Sextilis was named Augustus. So they gave him a whole month, okay? Prior to that, it was called the sixth month, which was funny because it was technically the 8th month by that point, because by that point, Caesar had already inserted 2 months and shoved everything down. So the numbered months didn't make any sense. So the year used to start with March and then April. So Martius and then Aprilis and then Maius and then it was Junius and then it was, I believe then it was Quintilis, Sextilis, September, October, November, December, right? So there were 10 months, and they named the first several after different things. March was named for Mars. April was named literally for the opening of flowers. Aprilis just means the opening. Maius was named for a Titan who was really violent and terrible. Junius was named after Juno, the goddess of wrath and marriages. And then you had, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. So Caesar put them in, and suddenly the months' names didn't make any sense because they got shoved down, because he added in the doorway month, Januarius, and the fever month, Februarius. It's literally called the month of fevers. And I was looking back at my family history, and that's when my kids are always freaking sick. So anyway, that was named that. So twice he got married, or yeah, he married, but he was having no son. However, or moreover, his son-in-law, he had in mind to adopt as his heir his son-in-law Marcellus. Okay, Marcellus was this great general who ended up marrying one of his stepkids, if I recall correctly. Yeah, yeah, that was Marcellus. However, however, he died in the most sad year, which was 731 years from the founding of Rome. I'm gonna let you do that one again. Of the most sad illness, he died. Therefore, Augustus adopted Tiberius as his heir, or the son of Livia, his second wife. And of Livia, his second wife, those are all in the genitive. Okay. When he had completed his 76th year, while he makes a journey in Campania, he died of the most sad illness 14 days before the calends of September. Okay, so he died in his month. That's kind of cool. His body was brought back to Rome and buried in a huge tomb. And 1 month, for 1 month later, the Senate, 1 month later, the Senate, who had announced that Augustus already be named divine, counted him amongst the gods with his maternal uncle, which really shows us a cultural shift here. Okay, the Senate were the people that killed his uncle being Julius Caesar, his great uncle, okay, on his mother's side, his maternal uncle, who then adopted him posthumously as his heir. So by the time Augustus died, they not only named Caesar as one of the divine gods, but also Augustus as one of the divine gods. Now, I tend to go off on tangents, so it could be that the translations end up being 2 or 3 videos long, but because I literally just took you through about 15 lines, and it's been almost 8 minutes. So I'm going to stop there, and there you go. I'm going to hit the button.